Should release it. Hello everyone. Just getting set up here. I made some updates based on the last 2 streams I had with some of you folks. It was absolutely brilliant. It was the most used avatar Kynto TTS system has ever got. And one of the ideas that I had that came out of that was to give everybody a different voice. So each chatter will have their own voice for the stream. There was a couple other great ideas that came in from PH Designs. I'll take a look at some of that. Specifically controlling the music player. There's a couple of good songs that came on and a couple of terrible ones. So having the ability to go back or skip to the next would be very, very useful. All right, now this is up, I need to go ahead and actually hook the live chat up to Kynto so I can actually hear. So that's what I'll do now. I tend to stream pretty late, like I have it in my head that I have to have progress to show. The problem is streaming the process is more interesting than streaming the updates, because I get to talk with fellow creators that way, as opposed to like just narrating what I've worked on. Alright, so I need to go in Kynto and I need to populate the room ID. So to do that, Kynto, I'm just going to scroll down to the room settings, if I can find it right here, and I can post in the video ID, which I just grabbed from the live stream panel. So I'll just go ahead and do that. And we'll give it a wee test to see if it works, and everybody that chats should have a unique and different voice. So I'm excited about that. I've been wanting to do that for a while. That way by ear we can just tell who's speaking. So when someone speaks that hasn't spoke before, they'll get assigned a unique voice, pitch and speed at which it's read, and it will say like code lock says hello. But if you message after that, it'll just say your message. So people that are listening will be able to pick up on usernames just by how it sounds. That's the idea. Let's see if that works tonight. Hopefully we get some interaction with the chat system, because I'm actually relying on you guys to help me debug. Really not kidding about that. So I'm going to give this a test. I'm actually going to post it myself. Why is this going to? Just a quick reminder, this is a custom avatar system. It integrates a bunch of features into YouTube Live that don't exist in the standard setup. This is already a thing that I've been programming for quite some time, but definitely enjoying the process of integrating with YouTube and giving live chat abilities to do things. All right, let me actually test this. So I'm gonna hop on chat here and just test it. Hopefully it works out, let's see.
Code lock says hello.
All right, so it's made me an English female, that's okay. Now if I say something else, it shouldn't read out the username.
Something else to say yay.
All right, cool. So that's a successful test. So I got that done this weekend. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hop into some React. We're gonna do some UI to actually control the TTS system. Specifically with a couple of things. I want the ability to queue up chats. So that way if I'm talking and it's not in a conversational format, like I'm like trying to get some information out, I'll be able to pause the readouts. So I'll go ahead and do that. So it looks like I programmed a component, functional component called YouTube Live Comment Manager. Take a look at that. Check out another song. I think. So these are just songs that you could get off the YouTube audio library. Obviously YouTube's really stringent with a copyright system, but not having music and coding is difficult sometimes. So we'll hop into this component. I don't expect to be on too long tonight, but if we can do an hour, that would be great. Working with a lot of different technologies to make the bottom third of the screen possible. It's also driving my camera displays and camera angles. It allows me to do wireless cameras, and I can actually pull in guests and stuff this way as well, which is pretty handy. Let's see. And also share screen that way as well. So Walter, I've been telling Walter that I'll be getting on here at a time he'd be up and be able to join us, but I've been pretty bad at that thus far. But I'm looking forward to getting on, get back to demonstrating this system working with multiple different people. The cool thing is like what this whole stream thing I'm doing is, it's not just highlighting what I'm working on. Some of the most interesting conversations I've had is people telling me what they're doing. There's also the other side of things where people are getting into coding, excited to get into it, but looking to figure out their tech stacks or even projects to work on. I had one good question, well, many good questions, but one of the good questions was, how can I do more cooler animations, you know, like kind of reach the limit with CSS? And obviously my first thought there is the canvas tag, because then you can leverage all sorts of stuff. First off, you can control the animation pixel by pixel. That gives you so much power. And then you can also use WebGL, which lets you use shaders. So the very same shaders you get to use for video game development, you get to do it in web as well. I'll start with the canvas tag. Appreciate the like. If you're still about, drop us a wee subscribe. I'll try to get to regularly doing this. I tend to get on pretty late. It's just when I find I can focus at this is when I'm tired. Not like tired like waking up in the morning and like FML, but tired by the day. Slows everything down. Pull this up on my screen over here. I want to see it. Get some context of what I'm looking at. Oh, that's a bad one. That's me as well. GPU. I'm making use of the lighting system in my LAN setup for a lot of rooms, and it's expensive. This should be fun. Let's think about this. So to reiterate what we've got going on here, the avatars at the bottom of the screen are controlled by live chat. If you talk, it creates a little speech bubble and also reads it out using TTS. And everyone that chats gets a unique voice. It kind of allows for a conversational format. Obviously, this is also with a heavy moderation, but it doesn't seem to be interfering with good chats. So it's good that's working. Quite excited to have unique voices for everyone. Just one of the updates I'll have to work on is actually persisting it or giving folks the ability to change their voice or customize it. I think that would be pretty cool. So far with all the TTS systems I've seen, like Twitch has their own, I believe. It's all just using one voice from what I can tell, but it should be unique to the user. There's only a couple of ways you get to decipher who's saying what, and one of those ways is the username and the profile picture, right? So why not carry that over to how that sounds when it's read out? Plus it'll be easier for me, so I don't have to like keep looking at chat as I'm coding. I could just listen. Same for the listeners as well. I noticed in the last streams there's a bunch of instances where chatters were talking amongst themselves, or experienced developers talking to people excited about coding, giving their recommendations. It's kind of one of those emergent things that makes this fun. Like, that'll be another thing I'll be getting into is the beauty of emergent systems and trying to design and build for that, to allow for that. Not just in people's behavior, but like actually like the system is kind of programmed in such a way by leveraging an event bus that lets me connect native, web, YouTube live chat, for instance, everything by having an event bus. And, you know, essentially create loops or feedback loops that result in interesting behaviors. So we'll get into that with like more visual demonstrations. It's easy enough for me to speak and abstract, but it's much more effective just to show you a couple of examples and let your mind actually think about how that could be used. So you can feedback. All right. Let's see this, and I'm actually just going to type some to-dos in here, kind of work through it. So I also need a UI to basically control the TTS system. And some important things I want it to do. I want it to be able to stack or queue messages from YouTube live chat or from people using the app or the website. That way it can temporarily be paused. And as the system gets more engagement, I'll have to put throttles and controls on which chats get read out or something. But really like the ability to be able to, like, it's nice to be able to actually develop something that's getting used as I'm building it, because I just get to see it in use, and it's clear to everyone there and myself like what needs to be done next, as opposed to just working with an API, you know, and a vague idea. A vague idea becomes an actual direction. I also had to filter out a lot of the possible voices. We're just using browser APIs for literally everything we can here. The browser is absolutely jam-packed with APIs that are rarely used all at once, like the most interesting aspects. But there's a caveat there. Games, and especially network games, and live chat controlled live games for streams are a huge opportunity to use all these APIs, like sharing a webcam to actually assemble the stream, being able to share screens so you can see my code. And then of course it goes from there. chat updates are pretty close to being released as well. I just have to re-add AI avatars back to the live panel. Do a wee bit of cleanup on the header here because you can't go back if you have the sidebar up. That's for the sidebar or the toolbar chat, this thing. So I can click into someone here, chat history, and hit back, it goes pops right back. Let's see if AI works in there. I'm curious. Just jump around a lot. I'm not going to resist it. This is how I code in a minute. Conversation. So I have to pull it out of there. It shouldn't be. Don't look at that. It's not working there. It is working here. Interesting. What is the difference? That's not too loud. It's the greatest program that ever lived. Alright, we'll try this with another input source to test the voice difference.
Another live chat test to compare with another voice. Live chat controls avatars and each gets a custom voice to read out into stream after moderation filters run.
Voice was too loud. Let's go to it now. I'll put down a wee bit. Hey Hustle Hims, how are you doing? Let's see if it reads out your message. I've not seen it before. Let's go back to that. It's not toolkit. I wonder if the YouTube auto chat suggestion, click say hi, I wonder if that's treated differently than a free-form chat. The other thing that could have prevented it from being read out would be possibly a space in the username, but I doubt that. Quickly testing. Let's test from the computer. We'll test over here.
Snappo says testing a different voice for TTS. It only says username says once, so you can tell the chatter by ear after. Unique voices.
I'll tell the AI that coded unique voices for chatters, who has to say.
We are currently hosting a live stream now and chat mess.
Kynto developer says absolutely. In this live stream, each participant's chat messages from YouTube Live are being read out using Kynto's integrated voice feature. This means that every chatter gets a distinct voice, adding a dynamic and personal touch to the conversation. We have moderation filters in place to ensure the discussion remains respectful and enjoyable for everyone. This setup has allowed for more engaging and conversational streams, where listeners can hear direct contributions in real time with unique vocal identities. Enjoy the interaction and feel free to participate.
Sweet. Appreciate the subscription, whoever that was. Right. A wee bit of late night coffee. Let's see if Kynto AI has any suggestions on some other customizations or things we could take advantage with the custom voices for chatters. Let's see.
Do you have any suggestions for any fun uses of this system or ideas I can expand on it further?
Certainly. Here are a few ideas to make your
Movie Media says hello.
Hey, Movie Media, how are you doing tonight? Or whatever you it could be morning, afternoon, or night, right? Working on this little system you see at the bottom of the screen. You should have heard your message read out. You get your own unique voice to distinguish you from any other chatters. It's pretty quiet here tonight, but if you're interested in coding or seeing projects be built or sticking around, feel free to subscribe. I appreciate you for stopping in.
Is this your new game?
Yeah. It's controlled by YouTube live chat, but I have coded apps for it, so you could download it that way. But the whole core of it is it's all web-based at its heart. But there's a lot to unpack here. The thing that I just coded tonight was giving people different voices in chat. And got some feedback from the last couple of streams I did. Got some good use of the speech readouts. So your avatar, when you chat, it creates a little avatar at the bottom of the screen, right? And it basically allows us to do conversational streams. One of the cool things that happened at the last stream was people started to interact, talking to each other, not just to me. Like one person was interested in learning more about coding, and someone else knew something they didn't, so they were able to chat that way.
Where are you from?
I'm from Scotland, but I live in Florida now. How about you?
Let's think about in creator, coder, and chatters who want to learn how to code or jump into other languages, i.e. chatters' specific use cases in chat.
Absolutely. Here's how creators, coders, and chatters can engage with each other to learn coding or explore new languages within Kynto.
That's
One
what I mean
code
about
along
having different
sessions.
voices.
Host live code along sessions where coders demonstrate building simple projects. Chatters can follow along, ask questions, and share their progress. Use the @GPT tag for a coding assistant that provides real-time help. 2 coding challenges. Organize fun coding challenges where participants try to solve problems within a time limit. Chatters can discuss their approaches via chat, and creators can showcase solutions using Kynto's visualization features. 3 language swap programs. Encourage coders fluent in different languages to host workshops teaching others. Create a room dedicated to language-specific learning, where chatters can practice and get feedback from more experienced coders. 4 code review sessions. Set up sessions where chatters submit small code snippets for review by the community. Creators and experienced coders can provide constructive feedback and suggest improvements in real time. 5 interactive code sandbox. Implement a feature where chatters can write and execute small code snippets within the chat environment. This
That's a
allows
good
learners
idea.
to experiment with code and see instant
That's a
results.
really good idea.
6 project collaboration. Facilitate collaborative coding projects where chatters form teams to work on projects. Use Kynto's room building capabilities to simulate a virtual workspace. 7 Ask Me Anything, AMA, with developers. Invite experienced developers to answer questions about coding careers, technologies, and best practices. Chatters can interact directly and receive insights on various topics. 8 Themed Coding Weeks. Launch themed weeks focusing on specific programming languages or frameworks. Each day can cover different aspects like syntax, common libraries, or real-world applications.
What the hell?
9 Debugging Workshops. Host sessions dedicated to debugging common coding issues. Chatters can bring their bugs to the table, and collectively troubleshoot them, guided by a creator or experienced coder. 10 Leaderboard and Achievements. Introduce a gamified element where chatters earn points or badges for completing coding tasks, participating in discussions, or helping others. By leveraging these ideas, you can foster a vibrant, educational, and collaborative community within Kynto, making it an engaging platform for both novice and experienced coders.
I kind of like the idea of having a, and this ties perfectly into the signal layer within Kynto. This is why I was easily able to set up YouTube live chat to control the game, and leverage all the TTS, the AI integration, everything I've done, because there's an event bus. So it'd be cool to be able to run sandboxed JavaScript right from chat. Like, I've got to think about what that would look like. So there is currently a handful of commands that I've coded, and I've got some feedback to add more. It's probably one of the most fun bits of working on this. Is that
No,
getting
says
feedback.
No Python.
No Python. So it's funny you bring up Python, because I had to use Python for this guy. This is a Anki robot from like 2017. And I actually have this integrated into Kynto. So this could basically, has a wee camera on it, it can move about, and it runs Python. I was able to get sockets working with it, because it's Python, to have it work with Kynto. And I was able to give it AI avatar, so hook it up to ChatGPT, right in Kynto, and it has a little representative, like a character right on screen there, so it's in world, in stream, and also physically here. I could pull that up. I do have that. Yep.
Still works.
Yeah, it does. Let me pull out its Credo. So it just works over ADB to upload programs to it. I have to refresh my memory, but I'll go ahead and pull up the project I did. I did run into one problem with threading for the Anki robot, because I'm doing sockets, so I need to be able to connect to the Kynto server to, you know, see who's in the room and basically tell Kynto that the avatar's there, the robot's in there. And the problem was it doesn't really handle threading properly. So I think that's why I dropped it, but I'll go ahead and open it up. What do you do with Python? I'm curious, because a while since I opened it, so it's not in the history. Window. Okay, it's here. Cosmo. Should be it. I have a ton of different scripts in here because I was testing. Like, it has an LCD screen in the front of his face. I have to find the bloody cradle. I have it lying around here somewhere. You need the cradle to plug it in to get it to turn on. But I did have to crack it open. So funny story about this. When I went to Scotland for the first time in 18 years, I went home. And my brother lives over there, my wee brother Dylan. And he had two of these, and he was telling me about these. And he gave me one. But when I got home, the battery only lasted like 10 seconds. But cracked it open, found a new battery. It uses like a kind of old Nokia battery, basically, like one of those little batteries. But I was just able to solder in a new one, and it works good. But it has an LCD screen in the front of the face and a camera. I wanted to explore that as well, because Kynto, this wee game you see here, this is how I'm assembling the stream. So I actually utilize WebRTC to do peer-to-peer video, audio, and screen share. That way I could have like wireless video for streams and don't have to like run cables everywhere. But I wanted to use this as a camera source. And you can also render things on the screen as well. Cradle. Okay, code actually. Don't judge my Python too much, as this isn't what I do day to day. It's a handy bloody language though. Maybe you can give me some advice actually on the threading situation. Let's see what it logs it in. It's an old key, I think, so we're gonna get in trouble. Sure, pull this off. I don't think this is a code actually. I don't see any of the socket connection stuff. Let's see. Be in this bloody folder, it should be. Oh, it's dangerous. Look at code you've not looked at in a while. Oh no. We'll quickly search. The login packet should just be login. No, that's right. I'll send it to numbers instead as an email. Okay, find it. Just called it WebSocket. That wasn't any mass keys anyway. That's good. Very good. Alright, so to basically get this thing working with Kynto, the thing you see at the bottom of the screen, which is controlled by YouTube Live Chat, it's each connection when you access it on the app or the website, you connect to a central server that sets you off to another server that basically acts as a world, and that handles login, room list, stuff like that, creating an avatar, walking about the screen, knowing where you're at. So to get this working with it, I have to have this create a WebSocket and essentially trigger the login process. So let me scroll down to where it does that. All right, so I send packet 46, trigger the login. Then I send join room, pass in the room ID. I set the chunk size, that's how many titles are supposed to load. Not so super relevant on this, it's just connecting as an avatar. The reason I want this to spawn into the room in the first place is because it can actually talk. So just like the text-to-speech system that I coded using the web browser that you use by talking to me through YouTube Live Chat, I wanted to have this actually talk independently. That way I could have this basically represent a GPT instance. So in Kynto, I have the ability to create AI avatars where I can kind of set a persona for them. And I basically told the persona for this GPT instance that, hey, you're an Anki robot, this is your capabilities. So one of the things I had to add, obviously, was giving it the ability to speak. And then next up is the ability to see, to get there. But the other thing was to be able to just control its movement. And what else? Pretty simple. You can do a lot with a little in Python. But I'm definitely a JavaScript guy. I started, when I first started coding Wii games, people were using ActionScript and Director. And JavaScript wasn't that mature. But I like the idea of no downloads and being able to run stuff in browser. I have to figure out what song that is in a minute. Where'd the cradle be? I think it's in a box back here, actually. Shite, got a bloody dog behind me. Been working on it, organising my wires and devices as much as I can. I have stacked drawers everywhere in here now, and I still have stuff just lying about in boxes. That's right, still got to replace the bloody brakes on my bike. This works good for you, huh? What is it called? For what? Do you have it up? You're gonna have to do a screen share. You're gonna have to come on. I have to interview you. You have to speak in.
Oh shoot, this isn't needed?
No.
I didn't my mic while walking around.
Oh, I warned you, I think. No, I didn't.
But this purpose
I didn't warn that. It's evident.
Anyway, Ruben Flores Jig Company. So just RubenFloresJigs.com. 6 manga and the floor per possibly Azula with spinning. Comes in a 2-pack, 1.8 ounces.
What's it to fish for?
Crappy, but this color, it'll be I love spinning.
I love that color.
Yeah,
What color is that?
let's see, I'm really going back into
Oh, is it like lime green or yellow? What color is chartreuse? Okay, yeah, I love it.
And this is a lot of stuff I'm not sure how to present, and I don't have finesse, and spinners have a lot of movement and stuff.
Oh, so you could like use that as inspiration how to recreate it. Oh.
Like the local shops, I've never seen anything like this. Where CS Jacob.
Oh, that's that guy you were watching on YouTube. No, it's crazy. I could actually get my phone and pull the camera up on Kynto and it would show on the stream. Do you want to do a quick test? Alright. I'm going to demonstrate the wireless camera sharing. Why not? I'm just putting the Kynto app up on my phone. Then hopping into this room. I'm coming. Huh? Okay. Oh, I won't point out to you. I was setting it up. I'll just show your screen. Yeah, that was a sweet find, right? Found that at Goodwill. I keep an eye, like, it's rare I come across something I like there, but I've got 2 CRTs from there. But Jamie wants one of those. That's what you were just hearing. I just have a little AV, HDMI to AV. So I have that split. I have a CRT behind me as well. Check this out. I like this one. Big Trinitron. They're playing the same thing. Alright. I'm going to do a quick demo of this system. Jamie needs to show me something. Church, stop. That's cool over here still kicking about. I'm just going to show you the WebRTC thing real quick. I'm not going to get Jamie on camera. It's very late here, but just wanted to show me something on screen. This would be a good opportunity to show you WebRTC in use here. Okay. I'm going to open the, well, let's just use the background. So we'll zoom out and I should be able to just set the background of this room. So we'll make it small. So you're still on the stream with us, Nova. Get this out of the way. Do a quick test. So this is the, oh, I'll do that. That's the stream panel from my phone. I can click camera. It lets me select which camera I want to show. And I select back triple camera, ask for permissions to use the browser. And that's coming, okay. Boom. So this is custom coded WebRTC. So we have Python up on the screen right now. I was showing Nova something, but this system that's like reading out your chat messages and creating an avatar for you when you'd speak, and allow me to do wireless cameras angles for YouTube streams is all done in JavaScript. And I use a couple of different APIs to make this possible. I'm just going to quickly go demo this. So I can hide and show the camera and all that, but Jamie's going to show us something real quick. It's fishing related. That's her speciality. All right. Boom. And it says what the weight is on it, or that sugar crap this. She ties her own flies, guys. Jamie Lynn Freudian. Look it up. She's been organizing her spot and she creates a lot of stuff, but yeah, she needs more shelving. She said that for me. I need to get another shelf. These are actually really good. Yeah, it was a good buy. And Jamie's showing us some love tonight. That's awesome. That's really cool. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to show that. Yeah. I get what you're saying, like people could just hop in, yeah. Like I want to see other coders show their stuff, or like their robots and stuff. Like they're doing way cooler stuff than I am. 100%. Alright guys, but that was a wee demo of the WebRTC video shooting system. And say I wanted to use my phone as a microphone, I could do that as well. So say if I don't have a mic, I could just use the phone as a mic and funnel it right into the stream. YouTube vertical streams allow you to start a stream with someone else, but that's it. If they drop off, I think it still even keeps half the screen black. This allows multiple people to come on and off. They can share their screen. If you're on a computer, you can share your screen and just demo a project to show a unique bit of code or something cool. There's also another feature, but I'm not going to show it tonight, but it takes your face. So say you have a camera on, but you don't want to, I don't know, I've got really bloodshot eyes because I've been up all night coding. Maybe I just want to show my face on the avatar. It'll be like 64x64 pixels and literally just draw on the avatar. So instead of having to, like, you know, show a messy desk, I could just do that. And that uses TensorFlow.js. So that's another thing I've integrated here that I don't think I've had to explain that yet. I like that because AI is cool and all, but it's cooler if you can run it locally, and you can run it in the web browser. Machine learning, at least. And like, I think I just found a model for webcam like detection, so to cut a face out of a video frame. I found that on Hugging Face. Sweet, I appreciate you. Rami's, it's I'm gonna have to figure out a quick way to say it, but basically the bottom third of the screen is YouTube live chat driven, and so it's basically a game. It's actually a world builder as well. But the thing I'm most excited about is just hooking this game up to YouTube live chat. Like, I use it to basically assemble streams. So what I'm coding is literally what's letting me use this, like put the stream together at this point. Nova, go ahead and drop a subscription if you can, because we'll be coming on and showing more things as time progresses. And swimming in Florida. Life in Florida is also quite interesting, especially as a Scottish person. And it's interesting in general, but Jamie's very right that we want to spend more time ocean, like where I'll show the screen share functionality another day, but show dive footage and stuff like that. So that's a good question. I'll show you right here. Pop the keyboard that's actually controlling the stream here. Oh, that's a Steam Deck. All right, so I'll explain it right away. So the bottom third of the screen, the first layer you see right here is the canvas layer. And this uses WebGL, nothing crazy right now. Do have some shaders programmed. But this is essentially canvas right here. These avatars, all the animation, the world, it has a update loop. WebSockets are how I connect to this. Like, other people can connect on the website or the apps and come in and chat. How I use WebRTC is this basically. So if I click camera, that lists all the capture cards I have connected to my computer right now, all the cameras connected to my computer, and I could share that with other people if I'm not on a stream. Like, we could just hang out and like share games with each other or whatever else. But I could use it to host a stream like I'm doing now. So that's the WebRTC. The React aspect is this UI you see right here. That is all coded in React. So Hello, creative. You have a really unique voice. I'm not sure why you're not hearing it. I might have to reload. It's pretty funny. I'm not sure that's getting captured in stream right now. Let me know if you guys' messages are getting read out or not. Might have to reload. Web browser's finicky at times. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. And the cool thing too is that I had it stacked in such a way so I have React also rendering behind the canvas. That way, like I can show full screen videos. Okay, it's not been read out. Appreciate that. Let me fix that. I did just release an update tonight to give everyone unique voices, so I probably introduced a bug in the process. Back. Quickly test from others. That's it. The tabs and windows floating around everywhere here. So you can I can't see this one. Want to reboot Chrome real quick. Interesting. Site, yes. Let me just terminate the process just in case. Chrome doesn't truly die. Noticed this once or twice where the because I'm using the hey creatives, I'll show you right now. I was just explaining to the folks here that that's a good question. So that came out of the last stream, was figuring that out, but basically it stacks them, or actually I think in this case I'm actually cutting them off right now. I think I need to code a queue stack to basically do that. And I had someone ask me too, because they were conversating in chat via the TTS. And I'm like, hey, is this annoying? We're cutting you off. And no, it wasn't, but like it was a good idea to create a little queue so I can toggle on and off. Let's try this again. I hop over to Firefox. I don't know if this is Windows specific or what. But basically I'm using the accessibility API browser to read out chat from YouTube live chat. Creates your little avatar, obviously. Most of you guys know that. Just reiterating that for new folks. And takes your messages, moderates them, and then reads them out. Like essentially like a TTS system. See, even though it's not reading your messages out, your avatar's still doing the bubbles. So I'm going to quickly switch to Firefox because I actually miss having this as part of it. Firefox has different voices, they're not as nice as Chrome. Log myself out. Switch to source. So that's Firefox, and let me just test it real quick. Kill this song. I need to get rid of it. That too. Like the speech API, I wonder if it uses like a Windows API because it's impacting both browsers. Well, Nova can attest that it worked. There's also file sharing in here. It's been helpful because like when making videos, it can get quite big, and typically you have to like upload them somewhere to send it to someone. Or there's like size limits, you know, if you like try and Gmail it or send over Slack or whatever. This is peer-to-peer, so you can just send it directly to the recipient. I use it like myself just to transfer crap between computers. I've got a friend request, I'm not even I did myself. And a weird permission thing too, which is another thing. A weird permission thing with the speech API will sound in general. I think it just ties into the sounds is you have to tap or touch the screen at least once. And I have Kynto set up, so even if you reload, you say your user login, it just jumps you right back into where you were at, opens the same device. That way, like if someone messages you, you get a notification on your phone or something, you don't have to fanny about. Sound mixer on Windows. So. Okay. Yep, that's what happened. So it's a bug with the stream. We're back.
Testing again.
Alright. Back. The audio capture in Windows was working up. I basically restarted it. So Most things often spend their time debugging crap like that than actually coding. I think debugging, like, new coders, I mean, experienced coders could attest to this, like that. Debugging is a massive part about coding anything, especially new features. It can be very disempowering, like, with the amount of crap you run into, and you're like, oh, it's just me that's like struggling with it. No, that's the process. The code is just the final result, or the feature is the final result, right? So TTS is back. And I started working on some overlay stuff. Starting off very simple. This is just a little bubble that shows in streams, like in stream mode. They'll show like chat commands.
Nova says talking words.
Yes, you came in. And you'll see how it says Nova says. It only says that one time when you get assigned your voice, and after that, like, I can pretty much tell it by ear. But let me know if that went out to you. It sounded like it did. And I think that one of the next commands I'll do. So if you type jump into chat, you'll see your avatar jump. And if you type wardrobe, it'll change your clothing. So that way you know who you are, because you'll see it update. I'll move this bubble out the way so you can actually see yourself.
Do that voice change time to time?
So that's a good question. So I just coded the unique voices tonight before I came on, and I'll be persisting them. So it only changed basically because I restarted the Kynto basically. But I could actually persist that, and I'll likely do that, and then give you guys a command to maybe change your voice, so you can log in and do it that way as well. But I just found after like the last stream I did that I had quite a bit of engagement, but like everyone had the same voice, and it like I had to look at chat to like know who I was responding to, even though it was like I was having a conversation, hearing it. Have you got any thoughts on some control I can give you to actually like give users to chatters to set the voice they want? I'll go ahead and post into the chat some of the commands that are coded so far. Alright, commands. You can move your avatar around as well. It's obviously slow via chat, but I do have collectible items that I can place, so technically play games that way. And another unfinished thing I did was set up a chessboard. Fun to do bloody chess or something. I'm not very good, but it's fun. I've only been playing a month or so. But part of, like, that's a good reason to code it, my own version out. Okay, that's gonna post the command. It's 2:55 AM, so that's why I'm a bit slower. Oh, that's cool. Jamie just pulled out some old Radio Shack stuff. That was my favorite bloody store when I came to America. That's bloody cool. You giving it to me? Sweet. Post the chat. I need to go to Kynto so every so often just post this automatically. Oh, that's perfect. No, that's really good. Just give me a wee picture frame to put it in. I like old memorabilia, old stuff. Like I've got a Macintosh SE30 here, a Commodore 64 and crap like that. I like mucking about with it. I'm not going to bother learning a modern day assembly, but something for the 6502. That's okay. It's understandable. I didn't catch if you jumped Nova. Let me know if you did. It's about 5 or 6 seconds for the command to be picked up because YouTube limits how many times I can hit their API. I can apply for more, but Google is a pain. But I will do that. The more this gets used, I think it's important to get the latency down. They're limited to 10,000 requests a day, which sounds like a lot, but imagine checking the API every sec. Adds up quick. I wish they had the ability to just push notifications to like a WebSocket or something, or even a hook. Like post it to it so I could just receive chat that way instead of having to like actually ask YouTube and pull them for it. Also, when you type a command, just so you know it, the TTS system won't read it out. That way it's not annoying if someone's like type a jump or wardrobe or, you know, move down, move up, move left, move right. Let's put this in upside down. Final result. Check. So another thing I need to do is handle emojis. I don't know how to handle that with TTS now. I did have a question if there was something I could do in Kynto with the reactions. Or, you know, like if you're mobile, if you like tap the heart or whatever else. I got asked if I could use that in Kynto to do anything. Maybe I could make your avatar a global writer or something like that. Yeah, I've not really had the opportunity while streaming to actually demonstrate some of the capabilities of the canvas and WebGL there, because I do have a ton of filters and stuff coded. And make use of a lighting system so I can actually make avatars glow, I can make the room dark and all sorts of stuff like that. It's basically my sandbox, and I've just like any core API, anything interesting I've kind of built into this and just kept building it over time. I'll quickly show some of this stuff. Pull this up. See if I have something already set up for it. Alright, so I'm going to switch scene to the... All right, so some things here. some mixing of Canvas and React. It's a little pixel editor program. I didn't finish it. Like, you can't save, you can export. The idea is just like you can customize your avatar shirts or something, make little items or customize tiles. So up here, each of these little boxes are just essentially div elements, render that way. This is just me making use of a pre-existing React swatch. And then down here, if I right click this, I don't know if you'll see right click, you don't. That's actually an image. So that's a canvas tag that I take the React information of which pixels are selected with which color, and I generate an image that way. So React and Canvas go hand in hand. Where's my mouse? And then also we have a unfinished, well, it's not unfinished, this works. I'm not going to play it, I'm going to blow your ears out. It's a little synthesizer. This is also just using web APIs that Lily has I can't remember which API it was. But you can select, oh, that's a bug right there. You can select if you want sawtooth, triangle, waveforms. You can set the pitch and sustain, stuff like that. Let me just turn it down and play it. Terrible, sorry. But other people, like, the whole idea was there, you could like jam or something. It'd be funny. And then we have AI profiles. So I set this up a year or two back when ChatGPT's public. Each one of these guys spawns in an avatar. And like I have a, change that crap, what the hell. It spawns in an avatar, like I've already defined a personality for it or give it information. So one of them's called a Kynto developer, and it knows about the event layer in which commands and events are available. So that's quite helpful. Like when it comes to explaining how Kynto works, like I can give a demonstration actually. There's also the unbiased archaeologist. That's what it looks like.
Kynto developer says Kynto's event bus acts as a central communication system that enables real-time interaction and synchronization between various components within the platform.
Terrible
It
voice.
facilitates complex chains of behaviors by allowing users to emit and listen for events, ensuring smooth integration and automation of tasks. Examples include 1. Triggering animations, use Kynto.emit, Kynto-animate.avatar, avatar ID, 123, animation, wave, to have an avatar wave in response to a chat command. 2. Managing room assets, emit Kynto.emit, Kynto-add.tile, tile ID, 456, position, X, 10, Y, 5, to dynamically add tiles or objects within the room. 3. Custom notifications, listen for Kynto.on, Kynto new.message, message, equals display notification, message text, to trigger alerts when new messages are received. 4. YouTube live comments, sync YouTube live chat with TTS using Kynto's unique voices, enhancing engagement by having comments read aloud in real time during your event. These examples showcase how Kynto's event bus can be leveraged to create dynamic, interactive experiences, seamlessly integrating external inputs like YouTube live chat into the platform's ecosystem.
Cool. I think I had that muted so you couldn't hear it. I'm gonna have to explain some of the event stuff. Like I coded a remote desktop using Electron in Kynto. I'm gonna have to explain it. I could probably use it for a clip later. Just to get to oh, it's raining proper good outside. That's good. We've been in a drought here in Florida for a while. And I have a lot of plants out there that Jimmy and I have collected over the years. And they all need watered.
The Kynto event bus is powerful because it allows for seamless integration and real-time synchronization between different components of the platform. By leveraging WebRTC, you can easily create dynamic interactions like screen sharing, making it a breeze to build complex applications such as an RDP system with Electron and nodejs. This flexibility allows developers to hook into existing features and rapidly extend functionality, empowering them to create sophisticated, interactive experiences with minimal effort. The ability to integrate external inputs and systems smoothly, like YouTube live chat, further enhances Kynto's capability to deliver immersive and engaging solutions.
All right. You guys are still with me after that little detour. Drop a like and subscribe if you want to help the channel out. It's small but doing interesting things and speaking to interesting people. It's taken a while for YouTube to even start sending people over that, like people interested in coding or games or anything. Like, been at this a while. So it's pretty cool that it's starting to come together a little bit. And just so you know how you guys even ended up seeing this is because you guys obviously like science and technology. That's the category that I'm streaming to. It made the most sense. We're in the weeds here. So YouTube thinks that you like interesting stuff. Some notes for tomorrow, so I know where to pick back up and go from there. And I'll likely pull out the cradle for the Anki Novo if you're here. Regardless, I'll do it. I'll pull it out and we'll see Anki working with YouTube live chat and Kynto. How cool is that? Because I could literally have live chat, like make this move around the desk and like look at stuff on the desk. It would just be hilarious. Because it has a camera on it. And it can move about, even though it's like 9-year-old technology or 8-year-old technology. It's fully programmable and it ties right into what I'm doing. So yeah, that sounds fun actually. We'll do that. Then Kynto into the physical world. Let me write that down. Alright. So notes for tonight's stream, we're going to set up Anki Robot. So next stream I'll do, we'll get him on. We'll look at some Python, actually get it working now. We'll utilize the camera. So this is probably not going to happen once, but tonight we'll utilize the camera that's on it to display as an input sources on the stream. We can also let chat control the movement of this. We'll have it reply to chat as a GPT, so it already is hooked up to persona inside of Kynto, so it basically has a virtual avatar as well as represented right here. And then using the @tag, like @Anki, you'll be able to communicate with it, and it'll respond to you physically, like right in front of me. So features and bugs, we're going to persist the voices for text to speech. Each chatter already now gets a unique voice as of right now. We're going to let them persist stream to stream, and then we're going to give chatters the ability to rotate their TTS voice. Currently it is randomly assigned and persists for the duration of the stream unless Kynto's reloaded. We've seen that tonight. Page designs, which was a chatter last two streams, suggested having a chat command to control music, which would have been really useful for it next. What is this shite that keeps playing it? Let me get it. I had a bunch of better stuff. What is it? Not impressed. Re-add the folder. Yeah. So PH Designs basically suggested having a command to control chat, control the background music player. And we're going to set up a queue for TTS messages, and it's going to have a toggle, just a little button that I can hit to pause TTS. And then I'll probably add some layers to control the moderation. Right now it's pretty stringent. We've had good chats. I'm not sure if that's just because chat has been friendly or moderation's been effectively, but we'll be able to play around with that a little bit. And we'll give users, so as you chat in here, you get an avatar, right? Said that a few times, I'll have to keep saying that because people come in and out, it's just the nature of streams. Each avatar here represents someone that's talked tonight. Someone's dancing, because that's a command if you type dance. If you just type into the chat, it reads out your message, ask questions about what we're coding, or give suggestions or ideas, or even talk amongst yourselves. The PH Designs also recommended that I leave the stream up and give some information on the screen, like, hey, this is completely live chat controlled. I might do that on a side channel because that could go crazy, but I want to see that. I love seeing like where chat controls stuff, and there's some good examples of where people have coded games. I had chat control them, but we're doing something a little different here. And I think that about sums it up for tonight. Curious how long I was on for. Glad I finally made it on. What's this mouse? An hour 42 minutes, not bad. Alright folks, for more code in React, WebRTC, Canvas, Python and Robot, like all sorts of crap, it's all hooked up into the bottom third of your screen, all controlled by chat, but I'm about to sign off, so drop a like and subscribe for the next one. Appreciate you. Had a good one tonight. Nova, if you're still here, have a great week. Appreciate you.